All right, here we go. We got a couple people in the waiting room. If you guys see yourselves in the waiting room, just know that we're going to give it a minute. We're going to introduce what we're doing today. Today is July 14th, 2021. Why is that a significant day? We're live on Facebook. We never go live on Facebook. We're recording this. We got a bunch of people in the waiting room, more to come. So what we're doing is this is the 1 year anniversary from the first day we ever actually posted a morning spotlight episode. So we're going to start to bring some people in here, say hello to everybody. And we're going to have a little party. We're going to do some giveaways towards the end of the day. In about a half hour, we're going to do a giveaway. At the end of the hour, we're going to do another giveaway. And anybody that does want to join in, just mention it in the Facebook comments and in line and part of the, Oh, we're back. Never done this before. Yeah, so if you want to, excuse me, we're recording this live. We are doing, thank you, Randall. I see your comment on Facebook. This is actually the Morning Spotlight's birthday. So we got Wally in the waiting room. We got my Aunt Karen in the waiting room. We got Jess in the waiting room. So why don't we bring them in? We'll start saying hello to everybody, and we'll get this show on the road. Got Axel in the waiting room. Get Wally in here. Get Aunt Karen in here. Oh, we got Wally. We got my Aunt Karen. We got Jess. We got Raf. Look at this. Look at this. What a crew so far. Wally, what is up, my man? You were the first one in the waiting room, so I have to say hey to you first. And I know that, you came on the show a while ago, so I was super pumped when you said.
Yeah,
I get on FaceTime to put my camera.
I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful when I was on the show with you. Grateful to be here, broadcasting live, by the way, from Studio C, my boat.
Love it.
And this boat is for sale. I've got the next one under contract, so we'll have Studio C, the sequel, coming online in another month or so.
Are you using my live stream here to pitch selling your boat from Florida?
That is absolutely my my motivation here.
Yeah, because I see the Facebook posts all the time about it. And Studio C, it's iconic. So you bought a new boat, right?
I did. Studio C, the sequel. But that's the joy, sequel. Michael, and you know this, that podcasting, you can do this from anywhere. So when COVID came and it got basically kicked out of our broadcast studio, I just went, okie dokie, let's take it to the office. Then I realized I was the only person in my company coming to the office. Went to the dining room, said that's not working, and we moved it out to the boat, and that went so well. We spent more time on the boat, more time traveling, but didn't miss a beat professionally. So
I love it.
I speak on behalf of podcasters and remote workers and people who sit and say, how can I communicate with who I need to communicate, internal to your company and external?
Yeah.
But do it from a place and at a time where you're in control.
No, I love it. And so I was just trying to look up what episode number you actually came on, but you're a PodMax guy. I talk about PodMax all the time. And we didn't really realize how much we actually had in common. Jersey guy, played baseball. That's pretty much where it stopped because I did not go to the Naval Academy. But, that was just a cool episode for me. And then what you said on my show, I'm just going to give you a little plug for that particular episode. What you said on my show about how I'm the best Mike Hamm impersonator in the world and that nobody does my shtick better than me, and nobody does your shtick better than you. I still use that. I have stolen that for sure. And I use that all the time.
I'm glad. When I listened to the episode, I thought we were magic together, but I was bummed, about me growing up and you growing up in New Jersey, but at different times. You edited out the part about me dating your mom.
Wow. Yeah, my mom might be watching this. So if Mom, if that's true, why'd you go with Dad? Honestly, let's just be real.
She upgraded.
I'm just kidding. So this is my Aunt Karen here in the room, literally on my screen, right below Wally. I don't know how, not sure how, next to Wally or below Wally on the Facebook Live. That's my Aunt Karen. That's actually my dad's sister. My cousin Jess is right next to her. That's her daughter. Hey, Jess. Hey, and Karen. How you guys doing?
Hello.
It
Good. How are
could
you,
have been
Mike?
different. I don't know that it could have been better, but it could
Yeah, we're
have.
not saying better. And Karen, what's up?
Not much, Mike. Just working hard, you know.
Yeah. No, it's good to see you guys. I mean, we haven't seen each other in a while. And how's everything going?
I know. Everything's going good. I enjoyed that podcast you had on Father's Day. I was down at the beach with Jenna, listening to that, watching that. I was laughing. Your father can really be funny.
Yeah. He gets it from me, I think.
I think so. I think you're right, Mike. I think you're right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jenna, what's up? How's it going?
Hello.
Hanging out in the back. So I know that they tried to do the blurry background and you're trying to fade into the blurry background, but I can still see you. So you're not escaping. And Jess, what's going on? How's everything going with you?
Good. Can't complain.
Good.
At a new salon, so
Nice. How's that going?
Good.
Yeah?
It's getting busy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, because now people are actually getting haircuts. I'd let you cut my hair, but I have none. So
Yeah.
sorry. But yeah,
right.
no, that's awesome. Wally knows what I'm talking about. Raf does not know what I'm talking about. And Axel has a perfect head of hair. So, you know, they don't know. Maybe you guys can go there. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, didn't you guys buy a Morning Spotlight t-shirt and you didn't even wear it on the birthday episode of the Morning Spotlight?
Wow. Way to go, guys. Yeah. Well,
Way to go.
It's in the drawer.
you know.
It sits in the drawer. You don't even wear it.
No, we wear it. I wear it at least.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So I'm just going to do a little update for everybody because we got some new people coming in. Obviously, we have Axel and Raf who have been here for a little bit. I know Tiff looked like she was driving, so that would be treacherous for her to actually get on here with us. And I see Deena. I see her virtual background that she stole off of Pinterest, I think, but she's not actually there so far. But just kind of update everybody on what this is. So 1 year ago today, we actually launched the first ever episode of the Morning Spotlight podcast. So what we're doing today is a little Zoom birthday party. My girlfriend Ish set me up with all these cool decorations as a little surprise. There may or may not be a cake in the fridge. I don't know, but I'm not allowed to go in the fridge. So, you know, whatever. But so we're doing this. This is actually going to be we're going to put this all together as best as I possibly can, because obviously it's going to be a little bit disjointed over the course of this, 45 minutes, hour that we go here, as part of our 99th episode of the show, which is going to air, I think Tiff told me, August 12th. So August 12th, we're going to put everybody in there, give everybody a little shout out. And then this is going to be one of our episodes. So everybody that's talking on here, you're going to be part of the podcast. And some of you have been a part of the podcast already, like Wally, like Axel, like Tiff, and Karen, Jess, Jenna. Obviously, you guys have not been a part of the podcast yet. I am not putting it out of the question, not yet. And then, Deena's also here. She's been a part of the podcast. So Axel, you've been lounging there for a while. You got this big smile on your face. You're obviously in San Diego, living the dream. You got a nice comfy chair there. So what's up, man? It's been a while since we've talked.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, like you said, we enjoy being out on the patio. It's kind of like the perfect weather. I really first want to congratulate you for 1 year. I know that's a lot of work. I'm still a little bit away from that for my own video stuff on YouTube. So congrats on that. And I really enjoyed when we were talking and what you're doing. And so when you said, hey, would you come back? I'm glad to be here and hang out with you guys.
No, I appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about like what you guys are doing with the video stuff.
Well, the thing about it is fundamentally, I have a business called Ideal Wealth Grower, and the background there is that we want to help people who consider investing in residential real estate, how to do it, and why are we suggesting to do it out of state and working turnkey companies and stuff. And we are somewhat unique. There's, to my knowledge, only one other organization who does it that way. And oftentimes people think I need a ton of money. And I think, Mike, when we had our episode, I mentioned, one of the lessons I would like to get for people when they listen to podcasts or other stuff, and we do the same on the channel, is to realize anybody can do it. It's just a matter of a little bit of discipline and a little bit of patience and combining those two together. And then on the YouTube channel itself, we're also taking part of the time every Wednesday to explain terminology, because a lot of people, like it's kind of almost like in every profession. You go somewhere, and you even like scratch the surface and they start inundating you with jargon and stuff. So I felt it would be helpful and for people to be able to go and say, hey, if I don't understand what this particular term, like what does property management do, or what does underwriting do, and what all these different things really are, to make people feel more comfortable that they can actually become part of this whole approach to investing. And it's been kind of fun, even though it's a lot of work, as you probably know. And and I had the opportunity to meet a lot of awesome people through podcasts like yours and other engagements. So I'm always happy to share.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. If you need a good home inspector, call Wally, right, Wally? Yeah. Okay. Everybody's got to stay on their toes in this episode. No slacking off.
Button.
Yeah. He couldn't find the button. Yeah. If you need a good home inspector, call Wally because he's the best in the biz. So give him a buzz.
I'd be happy to help. Also happy to engage with anybody in real estate on our podcast, on Commercial Real Estate Today, or any of the other platforms that you see us play on. If it looks like something that would be enjoyable for you or value to your business, just reach out and we'll get it done.
Yeah, there you go. Making connections even here at my birthday party. Not my birthday party, the show's birthday party. Hey, Deena. Hey, Brian. What's up? Look at Brian's beard. That thing is luscious.
What's up, Mike? How are you?
I'm doing great. But first, Axel, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on. Had a great time with that. And I'm really excited about all the stuff that you guys are doing. And that's what I think is really cool about the content that you guys put out is very educational. Obviously, that episode that we did together was very educational. So I appreciate you jumping on with us today. And just again, we got Deena in here. We got Brian in here. And I'm sure we'll kind of get some more people. I'm getting some texts and some messages that people are running a couple minutes late. But what we're going to do is we're going to do one giveaway at 7:30, and we're going to do one giveaway at 8. So I'm not going to say what those are, but because I love T-shirts, I would imagine what they may be. So that's what we got going on. So, Brian, I know that you are up against it time-wise. So you got your live TikTok, whatever the hell you do over on TikTok. You got that coming up soon. You got the podcast recording right after that. So I want to make sure that we get a chance to say, hey, say what's up, talk a little bit. So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Busy night, but I would not miss Mike's podcast birthday party. Scotch in hand, ready to go. This is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm recording tonight, but Mike said this was tonight, and I just had to hop in and show some love, and I didn't want to miss it. So congratulations, buddy.
Oh, I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're here and that you were able to jump on. I mean, so for anybody that doesn't know, Brian, he hosts the Dynasty of Dads podcast, and he, like Raf, like Tiff, like a couple other people that we're going to get in here over the course of the night, is part of my little Clubhouse community, my podcast lunch hour community over on Clubhouse. So you kind of weaseled your way in there. I don't even know how you did it, because we had a nice little group, even number 6. Next thing you know, we got this guy with this beard that's better than mine, and I felt a little self-conscious.
I appreciate it. I was trying to sneak in somewhere, and I loved what you guys were doing. I was listening to some of the rooms week after week, and I was like, man, this is a community I want to be a part of. So I threw my hat in the ring, and I was honored to be welcomed in. So I appreciate it.
No. Listen, it's been a great addition. And then you taking over that Wednesday room, talking about building a community. Tell us, for anybody that doesn't know, and anybody that might be interested in what your podcast is about, tell them what the podcast is about.
So the podcast is the Dynasty of Dads, and the purpose of it is to redefine the modern day dad. I want to kind of strip away the stereotypes of the emotionless dad and really be the dads that we should be, that, be emotional, be caring, be cognizant of household responsibilities, and don't just leave all that stuff up to, those are not mom responsibilities. Those are parent responsibilities. So it's been a lot of fun, and it started with TikTok and inspiring some parents on there and growing to this podcast community, which has been really great. But my background professionally is in digital marketing and social media marketing. And so incorporating some of that in building a engaged podcast community, and a shameless plug to the community that you have built. yes, I help facilitate some of the rooms, but I am learning so much with those rooms just as much as everybody else that is there. Even today's room, we talked about building a community of like moderators and stuff. And I, in the background, was going and messaging all my people. And we now have a group chat on Instagram going of like 10 or 12 of us. And they're so excited to start this conversation. And it was stuff that I learned in the room that I was moderating. So it was awesome.
No, I think that's great. And listen, like I go into those rooms, especially when you asked me if you could take over that Wednesday room, I was like, hell yeah, because it takes one day a week off my plate rather than doing all 5. I see Pedro down there. He knows what I'm talking about. So, like to me, we had all the cool stuff that you were doing in the room that would immediately follow the lunch hour. And then now that you've kind of taken that one over, it's like I kind of come in, I put my feet up and I just listen to you guys. And that's what happened today. I was busy working because newsflash, I have a job, as we all do. Maybe not all of us, but most of us. It's just awesome to kind of like learn some different things. So I went live yesterday. I went live today, and now live's going to kind of become one of my things. And this is live right now.
Love it.
We're doing this live, right?
I love it.
So, I mean, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you coming in and making the time for us today. And I'm glad that you're a part of the community that we've kind of built here. And I'm so glad that you jumped in here with us. So yeah. Appreciate it, buddy.
I'm honored, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. And congrats again.
Thank you. So now I just see her virtual background again. I know Deena was the next one in, and I see, wait, first I'm going to do Raf. Raf, are you there, or is this your picture there? What's going on over there?
It might be me. It might be a picture. You never know. It's just like I could just be floating around.
Yeah.
But really, man, no, congratulations. Auguri, congratulazioni from Italy, man. This is so exciting to hit that big mark. I mean, it's a big step in the process, and so happy for you, man.
No, I appreciate that. So for anybody that doesn't know Raf lives in Italy. And
yes, sir.
It's what, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning there right now?
1:17 a.m. I was just about to go to sleep after a long night. And I was like, well, it would kind of be a shame if I went to sleep with this going on. Thought I may as well pop in. And so great to see some familiar faces in here and to meet some new ones. So yeah.
No, I mean, listen, man. So for anybody that doesn't know Raf, you should know Raf. And so Raf was one of the first ones that started picking up the slack for me and B in the lunch hour. So it was like Tiff, Faith, Lauren, and you that were the ones that, because B and I would run that every day. And B's just texted me. She's going to be a couple minutes late, but she'll be here eventually. But awesome. But yeah. And then I remember I jumped in like at the end, because I think I had a PodMax thing with Wally on that day. And then I came into that clubhouse room and I heard you talking. And if anybody is listening to Raf's voice and doesn't feel like they're wrapped in a warm blanket, I don't even know what are you looking for in a voice, honestly. No, man, like I really appreciate you being a part of that. And we got our little
thank you.
pod fam thing and everything. It's great. I appreciate you, man.
No, it's always a part of my day that I really look so forward to. I mean, the community around around the lunchroom and everything that you're doing it's such a great group of people. And I mean, any time on Clubhouse with you guys is always like just a highlight, just hands down, no question about it.
Yeah. What's cool too, and the girls that we have part of that group, so B, Faith, Lauren, and Tiff, they know more than us, and they're better at this stuff than us. But when we get in there, you and me, and we're trying to open up a room, we hold our own. We do pretty good, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, like you got to do what you got to do. When you got to hold down the room, you got to hold down the room and make it happen. Pedro, I see you nodding your head there. You know what it's all about, my man. You know
Pedro
it.
Pedro knows. Yeah. No, I love it. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna flip it over to. So we were going to go to Deena before we got to Raf. So we're going to go back to Deena. So Deena, did we bring Deena back yet or not? No?
I'm here.
Well, you're here, but where? Where are you? Are you in Canada or are you in New York?
Oh, you mean hashtag bring Deena back?
Hashtag bring Deena back.
No, I'm waiting for someone to sweep me up and put me into a recording studio in New York for my TV show.
Maybe Wally could drive that boat to Canada, pick you up, and then smuggle you back. I don't know if he's into that kind
Don't
of stuff.
use the word
He was in the
smuggle
Navy.
live
The
on
guy was in the
Facebook.
Navy, so he probably knows something about whatever.
We can get from Jacksonville, Florida to New York State there, up the Hudson, the St. Lawrence Seaway. We can get anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I can get to the St. Lawrence, so I'll meet you halfway.
She'll swim. Yeah, she'll swim the first half.
Montreal happens to be on the St. Lawrence, so between a train, a plane, a boat, a car, a subway, a yacht, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Happy anniversary, Mike.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Deena, tell the people what it is that you do. So I think, because I can explain it, but I think it would be better off if you explain it to the people, because I can't do it even with my high level of energy quite like you can.
Yay, ADHD. What do? I do so many different things. I am a business and career coach and a speaker and a comedian. And so my day job, which is also my business, is blending comedy with coaching. I coach on networking and branding. On a more fun level, I connect with people. I introduce people. I talk to strangers. I had my first extrovert experience last night. I am an extrovert, but I went out with somebody who I've only known on Zoom for the past year. We finally met in person, 2 extroverts. We extroverted hard. We talked to the waitress. We talked to the bartender. We talked to the dude sitting at a table next to us. If it wasn't pandemic, I would have absolutely invited him to join us, but instead we had a whole back and forth fun conversation going on. I'm a connector. And what else do I do? What don't I do? I write, I direct, I produce shows. I've produced comedy shows and variety shows online. And I act, and I talk to strangers in 4.5 languages, and I can't speak sports in any of them.
There you go. All the highlights. You gave us the greatest hits of Deena Baikowitz. So what's funny about that, not about that, but just in general. So Deena was another one of my guests on the Morning Spotlight a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, not too long ago. We met in RTP. You said something about real estate, title insurance, and entertainment. I'm like, real estate, title insurance, entertainment. I got you covered.
Yeah, there you go. And you hit all the bases. Hit all the bases. Why? Does that make sense? Hit all the bases? I don't think so. It does. All right. We hit all the bases. Got you on the show.
First base and home run, but I don't know sports.
Yeah. So, but that was one of those things where, like, so normally, and so anybody that's been on the show before knows that generally my level of energy is high. And this is what I said before you started talking. I got into that episode with you, and by the end of it, and we talked for a while, I think that was like an hour and 15-minute episode. I was toast. I think I canceled the rest of my day because I was just like, it was just energy level was through the freaking roof from start to finish. So I think it's great. And I see you and Chris Vaglio, who's another one of my good buddies, doing rooms on Clubhouse now too. Chris was trying to make it, but he's on vacation. I told him, if you show up to this thing on vacation, we're not friends anymore. So, but yeah, so I appreciate you showing up and being a part of this and everything. So before we get over to Pedro, because I see Tiff on picture mode and Faith on just Faith mode. I'm going to go back because this is like a very interesting community that I've developed over the first year of doing this thing. So you got Wally, who's been a guest. Axel's been a guest. Brian is part of my little Clubhouse community on podcasters. Deena's been a guest and part of that Clubhouse community. Same thing with Pedro. Raf's part of the Clubhouse community. Tiff and Faith are part of the Clubhouse community and have been guests. But then we have my Aunt Karen, who I've already said hey to, and my cousin Jess. My cousin Jenna is back there somewhere hiding in the background. So how do you feel about like this group of people that I hang out with? Do you approve?
I approve.
All right, cool.
You approve of delinquents?
Yeah.
What kind of family member are you? Oh my goodness, you got to look out for this guy.
Yeah. Well, usually I'm the one that's like, it's like the inmate running the asylum. So usually I'm the one that's like leading the charge here. So everybody else is kind of, following this. So this is where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
It's definitely a good thing. You got friends. And I can't. So just for everybody noticing the fact that my face is so red right now. So when I turn this air conditioner on in this apartment, it is the loudest air conditioner in the history of air conditioners. It's insane. It sounds like an airplane taking off. So I can't turn it on while I'm doing this. So I am like literally sweating my ass off in this thing doing this. And we got a half hour to go. So it's even better. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to do, for everybody that's listening on Facebook, we're live on Facebook right now. We got Wally, my Aunt Karen, my cousin Jess, cousin Jenna, Axel, Brian, Deena, Pedro, Raf, Tiff, and Faith on here right now. We got a couple more people that are going to join us here in a little bit. So what we're doing today is we are doing our first ever, well, it's because it's our first birthday. It's our first anniversary party of the Morning Spotlight podcast. So it's 7:25 right now. I'm gonna mute you. So 7:25 right now. So I have this mug. It's an official Morning Spotlight mug. So I put everybody that had signed up for this in this mug prior to us getting on. And obviously not everybody's here yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a name out of this cup. And this is going to be our first winner of the first t-shirt that we're going to give away for this little birthday party. So we promise giveaways, and giveaways we shall have. So I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to pick one randomly. And as long as they're here, you'll win. All right. So here we go. Gotta shake it up real good. Not gonna look. Not here. Gotta do it again. Oh, first winner. I don't know if we can see this because my handwriting is atrocious. Is my cousin Jess. So Jess, I'm going to message you. I'll get your address and your size and everything, and we'll send you a t-shirt as the first winner of the night. So congratulations. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I know you got one already. This one can also go in the drawer. I love it. But I'm just kidding. No, it's awesome. I appreciate you jumping on here. So now we're going to get over to Pedro because he's sitting there. He's got his trippy background. Love it. So what's up, Pedro? Pedro's been a guest. He's a Clubhouse community friend of mine. So what's going on? What have you been up to? You are muted, I think, or your Roadcaster's not. Nothing.
Roadcaster down.
Roadcaster down. He's a podcasting expert, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah,
there he
is.
is.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
What's
there's
up, my
that
brother?
sweet voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a switch of the buttons. Sorry.
All good. What's up, man?
No, I was saying congratulations, man. What an awesome experience. 1 year. Happy birthday. I tell you that. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And again, podcasting community friends, Clubhouse friends. It's great. It was great to be on your show. It was really awesome. You're a great host. Love being in your rooms. I think we started Clubhouse about the same time, and you are rolling, dude. I mean, to keep that going, and then you have some great co-moderators in there, Rafael, Faith, Tiff, B. You started off with Fred. And
right.
No, congratulations, man. I'm so happy for you. I'm here to support and be part of the festivities.
No, I love it. Yeah. And no, I appreciate you jumping on. And I mean, honestly, like when we did the episode together, so Pedro was also in the Navy. So I don't know if you guys want to take a moment and have a moment together as Navy vets.
Hoorah.
So
I'm feeling it.
He's feeling it. You were a pirate, pilot.
I was. How'd you
Pilot.
know?
Arr, yeah. He looks like a pirate, doesn't he, everybody? Yeah. So he was a pilot, right, Wally?
Yeah, that's true. There's a fair chance I retired before Pedro joined. I retired before.
Right. That's true. And Pedro drove a submarine.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Two Navy vets on one thing. How is that?
That accounts for Pedro's awesome background. That is spending too much time around the nuclear reactor, man. He probably farted, and that's what came out.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That is exactly it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So Pedro, man, I appreciate you jumping on here. It's just so cool. And I think what we talk about a lot when we're doing podcasts, and not everybody here has a podcast, but some of you do, and some of you may start one soon or whatever. What I think is cool is that, you put this thing out into the universe. So I was like, hey, I'm going to do a birthday party for my podcast. And then I get all these people that show up, like who would have thunk it that, we would get this many people even to show up for, my little rinky dink podcast that I have, the Morning Spotlight. So I appreciate everybody jumping on. Pedro, same thing with you. Thank you so much for the Clubhouse stuff, for the podcasting stuff, for guesting on here, and just being part of that, community as a whole. So I appreciate you jumping on. So Tiff, we haven't talked in a minute. So what's up?
It's been a little more than a minute, like maybe 5.
Yeah, maybe like 30 minutes tops.
Yeah,
so
enough for me to go change and go to the gym and then come back. So it was fine.
You got all that done in that span of time?
I did.
Wow.
Yes. For those that are not aware, Mike was a guest on my podcast, and we recorded earlier today, like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, a couple hours ago. So it's not live yet, but it's coming at some point, right, Tiff?
2025, maybe?
2025. No, yeah. No, but Tiff was also a guest on my podcast. She's a marketing expert, Instagram champ. So if you need to know anything about marketing and Instagram, you got to talk to Tiff. Tiff is also part of the little Clubhouse community that we have of podcasters. So you got Raf there, Faith, who we're going to get to in a minute. I'm assuming she's got to be off camera, but Tiff as well is part of that. And we just crush it over there. And it's just been cool. And I mentioned this to you when you came on my show. And what I think is cool is that, Pedro mentioned that him and I started around the same time on Clubhouse back in January. And I feel like you were not too far behind that. You were like January, February, early February, something like that. And had not even started your show at that point. And I think what's cool is now that you're one of the ones that like just leads the charge. You're however many episodes you are in, and people are looking to you for answers. So how does that feel?
Some days there's a little bit of imposter syndrome going on, but most days it's fine because I got people like you to answer the questions, and Pedro to answer the questions that I don't know the answer to, but I just act like I do. So it's fine. Fake it till you make it, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, listen, I'm a year in. I'm still faking it, and until I make it, we're going to see when that happens. But, hopefully this is a good sign, and then we'll kind of take it from there. So how's the podcast going? What else you got going on? Tell us a little bit about yourself so we can kind of round you out, and then we'll get over to Faith.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I'm a mom of a little 9-month-old, so I had to hop off to do bedtime before, but I'm back. He's asleep now. And I do marketing and general marketing and during the day. Right now I'm working for a startup, but I also help and consult with other agencies, other companies, etc., and individual people, small businesses, to help them with their marketing efforts as well. And what I'm trying to do is help more and more small businesses, more and more quote unquote solopreneurs, as they kind of take a deep dive into figuring out what the heck marketing is, and what they can do to grow their businesses. So I promote a lot of that kind of stuff on Instagram. But yeah, the podcast is going well. It's called Drinks After Work. I talk to marketing and creative professionals, or just interesting people that have marketing backgrounds and that can somewhat relate to that. So Mike, for example, we talked a lot about networking. We talked a lot about figuring out your target market. That was the kind of stuff that we talked about on the interview that we just did. And that will probably come out in a couple weeks. So
I'm holding you to that. I'm not letting it not come out in a couple weeks. So
no, it's going to be a couple weeks. I promise.
Right.
Only because I also don't have a lot of episodes recorded.
No, it's all good. No, but I appreciate you jumping on. You got kids. You got a lot more stuff than I have. I mean, there's nobody here right now, right? It's just working.
There's so many people here right now. Look at everyone that's here.
Well, you're in the car. It doesn't count, you know? At first I thought you were driving and then you were going to jump on here and I was going to be like, Tiff,
I was before.
Let's get home. Let's get home first, get everybody back safely. And then you can come on and we could, bullshit about, what we've been talking about. So
multitasking. It's called multitasking.
Yeah.
Quick side note, you got to start telling people that it's the anniversary, because otherwise I guarantee you what's going to happen is when you have your actual birthday in a couple months or whatever,
it's like a couple weeks
away. People are not going to believe you. A couple weeks, people are not going to believe you that it's your birthday because they're going to think this is your birthday.
Yeah. All right. So this is an anniversary party for the morning spotlight, but everything that I was posting on there, like one of my former guests, Marty Ray, commented, "Oh my God, it's my birthday today too." So I texted him. I was like, "Is it your actual birthday or the birth?" Because he also has a podcast, and I said, "Or is it your podcast's birthday?" Because it's my podcast birthday. I mean, I'm clearly not one, and literally every birthday thing back here has one on it. Like this thing has one. There's a big one right here that she got balloons blown up for. So he doesn't always read between the lines there, but, or even the lines. So it's all good. So maybe anniversary is right, but that's why you're the marketing person and I'm not. And once I figure out what a vector file is, I will send that over to you and you could take a look at the logo and you could help me with that. So cool with that? You cool with that?
Yeah. I'll help you figure out what a vector file is.
All right, yeah. I don't know what you kept saying vector file. I'm like, yeah, I'll see if I have it. I have not looked because I don't know what to look for. So there you go. But Faith, so I can't see you, but hopefully we can hear you. So what's up?
Hey, yeah, sorry. Actually, I'm still at work because I'm on PST time. So kind of have to keep a little incognito mode, but I had to be here to support you. So that's pretty much what's up right now. It's just working away. Got about 25 minutes left of this day and I can just enjoy the festivities with you guys a little bit more.
No, I appreciate that. So you're slacking off of work, which you normally do anyway when we do the lunch hour. So has anyone ever said, "Hey, Faith, why are you talking to Mike, Tiff, Raph, and everybody else that we hang out with on Clubhouse more than answering the phones?"
No. We have a great system here where everybody's still at home and I'm only at the office unless a few people come and poke their heads in and out. And I have a pretty secluded area, so it's not too bad. Some people they don't understand why I keep saying different names randomly when the phone is not off, but yeah, that's okay. Totally fine.
Yeah. So if anybody does not know, Faith is the host of the Your Little Big Sis podcast, which is epic in its own way. Faith, do you want to talk about that? When's season 2 coming out? Can we get a timetable on season 2?
Yeah, timetable. We're looking at the end of this month, actually. I have a surgery, well, technically a procedure to go through first, and then I am on my way to the clear and taking out this case file and throwing it out the back seat so I don't have to, worry about watching what I say too much. And after that, that's pretty much what I've been holding out for so long. It's just having this kind of like loom over my head so far. And just not being able to post, not being able to talk about things, not being able to share anything with my followers, which is inconvenient. But because of how big the case is right now, I can't really say anything.
Right.
So yeah. But I mean, by the time this airs, it's totally fine.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Yeah. So this is airing. Tiff, are you there? What date is this airing? Tiff's like my graphic designer to be / secretary date schedule keeper. I think it's August 12th. So hopefully the second season will have launched by then, because I can only listen to the first season so many times. And, so hopefully, I'm excited for some new stuff.
Yeah, just listen to the rant again. There's one that's called Your Little Big Rant, and that one will keep you going. You can listen to that one all day, every day. I do sometimes. So my content, my podcast at whole is just about, self-improvement and a lot to do with the relationships and the inner workings of how we can hold ourselves accountable for what we're doing, not just, anybody else. Because at this point, we can only be accountable for what we choose to think, what we choose to act on, what we choose to just kind of hold in ourselves. So that's pretty much, why I created the Your Little Big family, so that you can always have that, stern, but also soft person to just listen and at the same time give advice and where we wouldn't naturally see. And it's actually funny because I was thinking that I was always going to be a little sis, but I ended up being a big sis to a lot of people.
Right.
And a little sis to some of the older generations that I've even been able to have the pleasure to, give. And yeah, that's me.
Right. No, yeah, and that's you. And, I appreciate you jumping in here with us today. Like I say all the time, big Faith Williamson fan. Listen to you in some of those other Clubhouse rooms prior to you kind of really ensconcing yourself with us over on Clubhouse. And then what was funny, so, like Wally kind of understands what the premise of the show is. Deena also, because they did kind of our real estate focused episodes. Pedro as well. I forgot because he has his picture on there. I almost forgot to say Pedro. So a little bit more real estate focused. That's what the traditional vibe of the show was. When we first started, it was pretty much all real estate. And then eventually we started kind of expanding a little bit. So we dabbled in some expansion of non-real estate folks, Faith eventually. And I remember when you came on to the show, you were like, I didn't really know what we were even going to talk about. And I was like, well, your story is just so incredible. And just kind of the way that you go about your life and the way that you talk to people and the messages that you're trying to share. I was like, how could I not have you on the show? So I really appreciate you coming on here with us today and just everybody being a part of this. Especially, not especially, but you as well, Faith. It's just really special to me that that's part of the community that I think that I've been able to attract, because you attract people like you, right? And here you go. We got a whole crew of people right here that are like us. So I appreciate you coming on with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just going to make me cry again, like we did for the first time on your show. And that's totally cool. I really appreciate the community that you have built, because, if it wasn't for you, if it was somebody else, I think a lot of us have learned so far on Clubhouse that it's really hard to find that, person to bring us all together. And you were the person to do that. So just being on your show and being able to talk about that. And I don't know, you fill in a lot of what we miss out on in certain aspects, right? So you get to sit there and talk about how great we are, and you're doing this for us. But I think the biggest thing to recognize is that you are the most community driven person that I know, right? So that's exactly why I can be here today and say, screw work for a couple, minutes and just, have this conversation and celebrate you. Because if it wasn't for you, a lot of us wouldn't be for, where we are.
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond to that, because I really appreciate that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That just hits me right in the feels, because I don't know. I ran a room because I would jump into a lot of Pedro's rooms early on. And, Pedro I saw as like the king of starting to do some stuff on Clubhouse. And I was like, that's my guy. I got to do stuff like him. And so literally just started running a room like I called it Podcast Lunch Hour. Teach me something about podcasting. And I've said this before. And basically, I would run a room so that people would come in, like you, Faith, and everybody else that's jumped into those rooms way back in January. Run a room so that people would come in to teach me something about podcasting, because I didn't know what the F I was doing. And then eventually, now we've gotten to the point where that's become the community, and that's become what, like how we've been able to kind of grow this whole thing and help people and get podcasts off the ground and do all these different things. And what's just so cool is that, from a like community standpoint, it's one of those things where, I'm sure Pedro knows this because he runs a lot of rooms. We know this because we run a lot of rooms. It's like the back channels that you really start to see like some really cool stuff. So if you really find a community that you instantly just really connect with, and that's what, we have in our little pod fam thing. Brian was in here, and we got Tiff, Raf, and Faith in here as well. It's one of those things where, you have this community that you didn't even know that you had. and you just start talking, and we talk about stuff well beyond podcasting, well beyond Clubhouse. We're in different parts of the world because I wouldn't say country, but Raf just has to live in Italy. And, everybody else is part of that thing. And we all come from different backgrounds, different walks of life and everything like that. It's just so cool to see how people like that can really connect and get to know each other. So I didn't even know how to respond to that. So hopefully that was a good response, because I really appreciate that, Faith. And I'm so glad that you were here with us doing this thing and playing hooky from work. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world, Mikey Mike, big Mike Ham fan.
Big Faith Williamson fan. So, so we got 15 minutes left. I know we were supposed to get a couple more people in here. Hopefully they, B said she'll be on soon, but that was at 7:02. So TBD on B. But yeah. So I see we still got Wally. We got my Aunt Karen, Jess, my cousin Jess, cousin Jenna, Deena, Pedro, Tiff, Raf, and Faith here with us. We're doing a little birthday party, anniversary party, as Tiff wants me to say, for the Morning Spotlight podcast. We launched our first episode 1 year ago today. It was about the New Jersey residential real estate market. And I posted actually the intro that I did for that episode today on Instagram. And it was just like looking at that one and then now knowing how I do my intros for the show is hilarious, because it's like night and day from how I first started. And if you really want to go back all the way to May, when the first show actually started, that wasn't even the same sport. Like, we weren't podcasting back then. We were just, I remember Pedro telling me on the episode, like, he did some episodes in his truck. These are basically the ones in the truck, but I got the cojones to put them out there for the people, So, yeah. I don't know if we're going to say anything.
I was trying to come off of mute. I was chatting, and it's kind of like when we're on Clubhouse in the back channel and trying to get back, and you're like, oh man, going back. I do have the cojones to put them out there. They are just so horrendous that it doesn't make sense. It's going to hurt the listeners' ears. So they are the legacy archived episodes that eventually will get remastered, kind of like Disney, in about 20 years and come out on when they come out. So
20 years. All right, I'm holding you to that. So in 20 years, something just fell in my kitchen, but I don't know what it was. In 20 years, I'm gonna message you and be like, okay, bro, let's see him, let's see what we got. So no, but that's awesome. So Wally, we're going to kick it back over to you. You kind of been like my go-to guy because I see you top left. You're top left on my screen. So that's why I just keep coming back to you. But what do you got? You got anything cool on the horizon? You got the Commercial Real Estate Podcast, Commercial Real Estate Today. You got anything cool coming up on the horizon aside from trying to sell your boat and driving up from Jacksonville to the river to go pick up Deena in Canada? So what do you got going on? What cool stuff do you have going on?
In a media sense, we're having a lot of fun. Today was an all-day media bonanza, I guess. I hosted 2 broadcast radio shows. I hosted 2 podcasts. And I did 2 mastermind meetings inside Zoom, and now I'm here partying, getting ready to take a nap. 8 o'clock's my bedtime.
No, I saw you. I saw on Facebook. You're all over Facebook. Maybe not all over Facebook, but every time I open Facebook, one of the first accounts that I see is Wally Conway. And I saw you had like a bunch of people out on it was Studio C, right? You had a bunch of people out on Studio C doing a little networking, doing a little what were you doing?
Well, it's a fun thing. Networking is everything in the sense that if you don't have a relationship, you've got nothing. And for many of us, banging on the door, whether it's a physical or metaphorical, is a challenge. And most of our business development things, we've flipped the script, and that is to be the event rather than beg to attend the event. So that's the reason for our podcasting. The reason for the radio shows is solely about having guests. And you can create a relationship with a guest and feature them and promote them and give value to them that might not answer the door if you banged on it. When you offer to promote and assist them as the vehicle to learn about them, it gets good. Specific to the boat, Mike, as I've shared, I'm on the boat now. We put a broadcast studio on the boat where we have Comrex for my media buddies here, where we can do broadcast quality stuff for actual radio stations. And that stuff works real well for podcasting. So we do networking events on the boat, and how we typically will do that. And there's actually you may have seen, I guess, Mike, a video or two, or one we had the other night. But I'll partner with someone who has relationships that I don't. So we're in the inspection space. We have a residential company, a commercial company, and then we have a pest control company. So as an example, the video you saw the other night, Mike, I think, was I partnered with a title company and said, hey, give me your 6 or 8 or 10 strongest, most important agents to you at the moment. Let's all go out and pour a little champagne and eat charcuterie and cheese board. So they do that. And some of those relationships were existing relationships I had. Some were relationships that faded away, and others were new people, but we all just get together and exchange positives. And it's kind of neat to be able to do that underway rather than Starbucks and that other sort of thing. So it's just a different twist on networking. And then from that is where we get podcast guests and other show guests. Hey, I'd love to help you promote your business. Tell me something important about you. So it's just another way of doing what each of you are all doing and involved in.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I don't think it's awesome that you partner with a title company other than me, but I know you're in Florida and I live in New Jersey, so it's a whole thing. I mean, I would have flown down.
We can joint venture this thing. We can joint venture this thing.
I'm into that idea. You let me know. I said I'll come on the podcast. I'll come down to Jacksonville. I'll come on the boat. I mean, twist my arm. I'll come on the boat.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
We'll go to the batting cage too together.
Yeah, we can go to the batting cage. We could play catch. It'll be great, right?
Sounds like a beautiful afternoon.
Beautiful afternoon with me and Wally down in Jacksonville, Florida. So what I'm going to do right now, because we got about 9 minutes left, we're going to wrap it up here in a little bit. We're going to chat with some other people, but because we got some people still on here, and we had a couple people drop off, I'm going to do the last giveaway for the other t-shirt that I'm going to give away over the course of this hour. We'll pick that, and then we will kind of wind this thing down, have one more word with everybody, and then we'll get to the end. So still got the same mug. Jess can't win again because she already won. No, she's not here, but she can't win. And anybody that's been here is still in the running. So I'm going to let Pedro and these guys be a part of it. So here we go. Shake it up. Someone that's not here. All right. So the winner of the second giveaway, I am a big fan of. It's Faith Williamson. Faith, you won the second t-shirt of the giveaway rounds.
Yay. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I already have your sweater, which is literally my comfort sweater now. So I'm not even joking. That is literally my comfort sweater. I wear
it's
it
a good sweater. It's a
all
good
the time.
Sweater.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm super excited to support you.
Awesome.
Even more so.
Of course. I will shoot you a message. We'll get all that ironed out. But so we got about 8 minutes left. So I'm gonna, Wally, thank you so much for coming on with us today. I mean, I know you probably got a bunch of other stuff going on, and we're going to kind of kick it around to the rest of the room. Just give some last words to everybody that we got here, starting with my Aunt Karen. Aunt Karen, you are my next screen. So I'm going to say, hey, and, thank you so much for coming on and all that kind of stuff. Tiff just wrote in the comments that it sounded like I want to turn hand raising off like this is a clubhouse room. But thank you for coming on with us today. I really appreciate you supporting the show and coming on here and spending an hour with us and all these crazies that I hang out with. So I really appreciate it.
Of course. Anytime, Mike. Anything for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Jenna, I still see you in the background. I know that she's got the vertical screen there. And I see you kind of just peeking in the background. So I see you. I appreciate you too. So thank you for coming on also.
We love you, Mike. Love
you guys too. I appreciate it. Deena, we're just going to kind of go around the horn here, and we're going to get to everybody. And then we'll wrap it up. So Deena, last words. What do you got for us?
I was slowly muting and unmuting and muting, thinking that's the Clubhouse signal for I want to say something.
Yeah, the slow clap is I want to talk. Yeah, we know you want to talk. So what do you got? What do you got for us?
Rudely interrupting. Actually, one of the things, not really a joke, but when Wally and Mike, you guys were talking about the Florida, New Jersey thing. Actually, a lot of people from the New York, New Jersey, tri-state area are either moving to Florida or buying second homes or already have second homes. So that's not so far-fetched. I mean, I just want an invitation to the party on the boat, to be perfectly honest. But I was like, I'll help you plan the I heard networking event, boats, Florida, champagne, business, real estate. But I really do think that you guys can create that, cross-border business opportunities. So that's my final words. First of all, also, Mike, not a rinky-dink podcast. You have built, seriously, stop. I like branding and marketing here. Do not diminish yourself. You should have confidence in what you do.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because, also your guests, I'm not wasting my time on a rinky-dink podcast. I want to be on Mike's podcast because he's cool and his guests are cool. And it's not a rinky-dink community. And I know you're joking because you're not this obnoxious, arrogant a-hole.
Right.
But you
true.
have truly built this wonderful community of friends. And I may be small, but I'm not a rinky-dink.
Right.
we all
my guests are awesome.
And so
they're not the rinky-dink thing. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just, trying to what do you call that?
Don't do
what I'm looking for?
Self-deprecation.
Self-deprecation. Yeah, right. Because I don't want to. I mean, I'm hosting a birthday party for my podcast right now, so I don't want to get a little too big for my britches. But you're right. The show fucking rocks. Let's be real.
Yes, it does. And we are celebrating you and your energy and all the people you brought together on Zoom at 8:00 at night in a summer evening. That's pretty fucking. I put on lipstick for this.
So did I. That's the crazy thing.
Happy anniversary. Here's to many, many, many more.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Deena, for jumping on with us today. I really appreciate
My name's Fireball Deena. I'm done speaking.
All right. Moving right along to the next person in line, Tiff. Final thoughts. Let's hit him with us. What do you got?
I don't...
She can't even talk after that. You have to follow Deena.
Oh my God.
It's an impossible task.
Deena was messaging me back and forth in the back channel about coming on my podcast, but I don't actually think I'm going to be able to because I'm not going to be able to speak. I'm just going to be laughing the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I said before. I was like, I canceled my afternoon after having Deena on my podcast because I was just like, I spent all my energy, and I have a lot, as you could tell. And it just was done by the end of it. So, but I would, it seems like that's, a good thing.
It is. Well, just happy birthday, the morning spotlight.
You just told me to call it an anniversary and you said,
I know,
happy birthday.
But I specifically said happy birthday to the morning spotlight. I didn't say happy birthday, Mike Ham.
Yeah. Well, I've said that too, but everybody else kept saying that it was, my birthday. So, but thank you, Tiff, again. I mean, I sang your praises earlier. I'll sing them again whenever I can. But I appreciate you jumping on with us today. And now somebody else now it's probably 2:00 in the morning, right, Raf?
Yeah, it's a late night. It is 1:58 exactly, and so it's not just a thing that's worth being up for or being a part of at 8 in the evening. It is worth staying up until the wee hours of the morning. And Mike, something that I was very proud to have accomplished was making it through basically all of lockdown without getting through a Zoom meeting, apart from a couple of television interviews. So I broke that just
Zoom
specifically
till I die,
for
baby.
you.
Zoom till I die.
I know you love Zoom, man. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this with Mike.
Yeah, right. There is no, that's the thing. If you did it with anybody else, I would have been deeply hurt.
It just would have been wrong any other way, man. I got you. You got me. We know how we do. This is just it.
I love it. Dude, I mean, I appreciate it. It's like you said, it's 1:58 in the morning where you are. I appreciate you coming on for literally basically the entire hour. Deena said, get a room, guys, a Zoom room. Yeah, we'll do a little breakout room if you want, Raph, after this.
Hey, we can make that happen.
Hey.
Hey,
but,
well, I'm getting in bed. I don't know. I got to put a limit on this somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, but I don't love you like that.
A little pillow talk as we kind of drift off into the night. But no, but dude, I mean, like I said, I said before, I'm pretty sure I said before, and if I didn't, I'll say it now. I appreciate you jumping in with us today and jumping in with us in the lunch hours from, like I said before, I mean, you, Tiff, Lauren and Faith were part of the ones that kind of started picking up the slack when B and I realized, like, holy shit, we can't do a room on Clubhouse every weekday. And then I came in and I started listening to the room. I'm like, these guys are better than us. You know what I mean? So no, it's great having you as a part of that little group that we have. You know, so I appreciate you coming on with us today. And eventually we're going to get you on the morning spotlight because I've asked for that before.
Yeah.
So let's make that happen.
I've actually been meaning to message you about that because I think in the next week or two I may have some time. So let's talk.
Yeah, let's do it. And guess what, we're going to do it.
No, but really, thank you so much for having me be a part of the sessions. It's been such a blast, man. Like to get to know you better, and also the little community that has come around, and even some of the chats that we end up having that I wake up to that you guys have been having all through the night, and I wake up and like, what the hell are these guys doing? Oh, that's pretty funny. I like them. I like them more. Let's keep doing this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm so glad that you're part of that little group that we have. And thank you again for coming on with us today. So final person here, Faith, last words. Any final thoughts? I mean, you almost made me cry on my own show before. So you got anything else to share with us as we kind of wrap this thing up?
No, sorry. I'm just walking out of work right now. So it's perfect timing. Timing. Just thank you. Thank you for giving us a whole new family outside of what we already have.
100%. Yeah. And I'm glad that you're a part of that. And I really appreciate it. And so, all right. So basically that's going to wrap up our little Zoom party. So we had 2 winners of t-shirts. We had my cousin Jess. I swear to God, it wasn't rigged. Everybody's name was in this mug. I'll pull them all out right now if you don't believe me. And second winner was Faith. So I'll make sure that I touch base with them and send them over a t-shirt. So hopefully then they'll post about it and do all those kind of things and help promote the show a little bit more. So, but yeah, so I appreciate Wally. I appreciate my Aunt Karen, my cousin Jess, my cousin Jenna, Deena, Raf, Faith, Tiff, Pedro, everybody else that jumped on here with us today, Axel. Just a really cool opportunity to kind of share this moment with you guys. It just kind of like popped into my head last week. And I was like, I'm going to throw a birthday party for my podcast. Cause like I said before, it's fucking awesome. And so here we are. We did this for an hour. I didn't think we were going to go for an hour, but yeah, again, I really appreciate all you guys jumping on with us today. And this officially, I mean, not that I'm big on milestones, but kicks off the road to 100. So this is going to be episode 99. So episode 100 is also coming August 17th. So this party is the kickoff. So as we kind of go, we're going to do some different things, have some different kind of episodes, including this one, which will be changed into an episode. And we'll get to 100, and then it's on to year 2 and episode 200. So again, I appreciate everybody that jumped on here with us today. Thank you so much. And all the spotlighters that are listening to this, all the spotlighters that have supported us on Instagram and Buy Me a Coffee and Clubhouse and all these other places that you can actually support the show and support me and all the stuff that I'm doing. You know, it's incredible. It means so much to me that we've gotten ourselves to this point, which basically started as like a COVID project so I can network a little bit more for work. And here I am just, you know, I mean, like Faith said, I got a whole new family that, you know, it means a lot to me, and I appreciate that. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, you guys for staying with us till the end here. And we will be back here on the next episode of the Morning Spotlight, which after this one airs will be episode 100. So again, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.